I'm Tony Anscombe, Chief Security Evangelist at ESET. We're a cybersecurity company who provide technology specifically to protect the endpoint and the enterprise with XDR, MDR, EDR, and of course more traditional endpoint security. So unfortunately, cyber criminals attacking the healthcare industry are motivated by money. It's all about the monetization. If we look at past attacks, ransomware attacks, typically it's about the monetization as opposed to the disruption. But of course the disruption increases the value of the monetization. But unfortunately this is a business. Cybercrime is a business and these cyber criminals are making huge amounts of money. If you look at the ransomware payouts monitored by Chainalysis in 2023, they totaled $1.1 billion, and of course a portion of that comes from the healthcare industry. Now, ransomware from my side is, in most instances, should never be paid. But in the healthcare sector, that's a little bit more complicated, because if we look at ransomware payments from a hospital where it may actually be a life-threatening situation where services are being disrupted and could become fatal for patients, then obviously that's a different game. So I think every case has to be taken on its own merit, so to speak, where there's patient care involved and possible fatalities, then maybe the ransom should be paid. But if it's just an administration system, then maybe it shouldn't be paid. So one of the issues in healthcare is the attack surface is so large. If we think about all the providers that we go to, whether that's our family practitioner or whether that's an outpatient appointment, urgent care, whether we go into an emergency room, there are so many different organizations and companies involved in providing us that care. Even within the hospital, the anaesthetist might come from one place, and the surgeon might come from another company altogether. So that attack surface is absolutely massive. And as with the recent attack on Change Healthcare, rumor has it that was an exploitation of a vulnerability. I think there's a lot more to learn yet. But what should companies take away from that? Well, it's to look at your entire structure, all the way from all the partners that you do business with, the devices that you have in hospitals and in environments, all the way through to back-end administration systems. Unfortunately, every part of this attack surface needs to have good cyber security to avoid cyber criminals getting into one part of it and then moving laterally until they find that rich data that they're going to bring the hospital down. So ransomware has evolved. If we go back a couple of years, most of us would understand ransomware coming through a link, you click something, you can execute something, and human behavior is initiating the ransomware. Today, that's a very different environment. A cyber criminal will gain access. Now, that may be through an affiliate partner, somebody that's done stolen credentials off of somebody. That could be through phishing, it could be through other forms of credential theft. That access is then sold on. Somebody else is doing the interrogation of the network to map it, understand where the data is, and then the last part of that is it sells on. And my point here is that this is a structured business. It's a tiered business, and that evolving business is complicated, because even if you then take out one partner or one affiliate or one ransomware gang, the rest of the business will switch. It will find other places to go. It will change its channel provision. So this is an evolution of a business that actually is going to be difficult to take down. And of course, we're seeing lots of telehealth apps appear. So aggregating our healthcare, so i.e., the complexities of, who do I go to for this service? Who does my insurer actually have agreements with? Where will I get the discounted rate? Where will it be in network or out of network, so to speak? That in itself is a problem, because when you get that aggregation and you're using multiple healthcare systems behind, you end up with one app maybe knowing everything or knowing more than one provider would have known. So you've got to make sure that that app and the APIs it's using, etc., are secured and it's a reputable company. Now, some of those innovative apps may not have cybersecurity at the forefront of what they're developing. They're developing a service as opposed to providing cybersecurity to start with. So just make sure that actually you're using a reliable, reputable app, and actually that you're happy to share all of those details with one provider. So it's important that as cyber criminals evolve, as we've already discussed, that actually we look at how cybersecurity evolves too. And one of the big questions that always comes up is the subject of AI, or the use of AI in cybersecurity. But what we mustn't forget is the use of human expertise in there as well. When AI starts to be used, it has to be trained by humans, and actually the curation of the feed that it learns from should be human oversight as well. So having cybersecurity expertise behind any AI or behind modern solutions, and providing that good threat intelligence so that the automated systems are actually not providing false positives, raising false alarms, or actually disrupting the service by blocking things inappropriately, is super important. And of course, human intelligence as well gives great benefit to your own cybersecurity team, because it's great for them to be able to have a discussion with a person and actually understand exactly how an attack unfolds.